how does this shed get built? You kind of have an idea. You know that it's something that we need for the trainees. And then one day you get offered a truckload of logs for $7,000 and you think, geez, that's a pretty cheap way to do it. There's a guy up the road who's a Woodfordian that has a mill. Let's bring the mill in and have the trainees learn how to cut the logs, how to select the species for what you're building, and then make it a part of the training that they have to build their own shed.
Hey, this is Radio Woodfordia. I'm Harley Breen, your host, as always, and we're on Jinnabara country. Today's episode, exciting one for me, because I like the bloke. I called him a dirt nerd and a gardener. He's actually the site manager of this wonderful bit of country that we're on. It's Chris Shervo Shervey. Some fun numbers in here for number nerds. The number of trees that have been planted on site, the number of litres of water that is processed on site because, hey, fun fact, Woodfordia has its own sewage treatment plan. And also a really cool bit of advice from Bill Horitz to Shervo about patience and a 500-year plan. Hope you enjoy. Hey, Chris Shervey, Shervo.
G'day, Harley.
Not the famous Shervo, different crotch. You know who I'm talking about. Any relation?
Matty? No.
Matty Shervington? No. He's Shervington, yeah, not Shervey.
No.
Anyway, who are you? Like, I know you. We've had beers,
Yes.
but I think the first time I actually knew what you do here was because we just had a happen chance meeting in the IGA in Beechmere.
Yeah, that's right.
And you said, Harley. And I went, and I straight up, I just went, sorry, who are you?
Yeah. In Beechmere of all places.
Yeah, but because you were out of context. And then you said, I think you said, I'm the site manager at Woodford Folk Festival. Forget about that. Forget about that.
I'm the site manager at Woodford, and I have been the previous event manager for the last 3 years, but we've split that to 2 roles now. So, yeah, I look after the grounds.
Yeah, right.
And the training and all the other stuff.
So you're a gardener, essentially?
No, I have a civil construction, bridge building background.
Oh, right.
But with a penchant to like training and I worked for a landscape architect for a few years as well. So I love trees and plants and.
It's all pointing to gardener.
It's all pointing to gardener, but I'm not a gardener.
But this is the way I describe my older brother that we can get into in a bit, who's a regen farmer, that he's a dirt nerd.
Yeah,
You
right.
know, that basically everything he does in his farming practice is actually about the soil and the health of the place.
Yeah.
Would you say that is that's your focus here?
No, I'd say I'm a quest seeker that I think there's some lineage there and a nod to Bill Horitz, our festival founder and director there. Supreme leader. I just love being surrounded by people that know about all this stuff. Soil scientists, regen people, and just asking questions and learning myself. Like that's how this place sort of works, isn't it? You get involved, you get pulled in.
Yeah, this is what I keep hearing.
Yeah, to a project, and it's like I deputise the leader of said project, and now you've got to go and take that gauntlet and run with it and try and work out how you're going to make it happen here, which is equal parts exciting and scary at the same time. But you get to meet so many great people. Like I've met people here that do soil science and tell me about how activated carbon works and zeolite and how it holds on to nutrient in the soil and how it promotes, microbes and all those sort of things. I didn't do any education on that sort of stuff, so I still don't know it, but I enjoy hearing about it. And then letting or providing support to projects to have them do it on site, which is the best part of it. That's my job, is to support everything that happens here.
And another people manager kind of side of things.
Absolutely, yeah. So of any given time, we have 500 acres here and we have 5 full-time staff, and then the traineeships run throughout the year. So we've got 2 traineeships this year in conservation land management, and that's what keeps this place maintained, basically.
We'll go back, how did you get dragged in?
Well, I was a volunteer.
Right.
Yeah. So I volunteered and met Bill and Amanda in 2017. I've been coming as a patron since 97. And I met them through somebody that did some work for the Woodford Folk Festival. And when I met Bill, he said, I lived in Nambour and I live at the Dillabar, just up the road. So we caught up and had coffee. And I said, what, if you're doing 2 things a year, how could we not utilise trainees and activate traineeships here and get the place looked after and, kind of think of this place as a bit more, when it's dormant, to try and activate it more during the year. And then Bill sort of through COVID, and I was building bridges and roads and a little bit, disheartened where my career path was at that time, being 15 years in. And Bill said, why don't you come and help clean it up and get the place back on track? And I was like, absolutely, When someone of that calibre pats you on the back and says, do you want a big mission, you're either up for it or you're not. But yeah, there was a small window where it just perfectly worked, so I come and did it.
I have a note here though, Shervo, that says that you're a metalhead. And off mic, before we started this, you talked about a band that you were in and that you used to do Dead Kennedys covers.
And Pistols and...
Yeah, right. So some punk and metal. How does a metalhead and a punk rocker so enthusiastically want to be a part of, because you came as a vol, you were here as a patron, something's not stacking up?
I guess I'll preface this by saying I don't ever want to bring metal to the Woodford Folk
Because that's what I'm thinking. You're trying a hostile takeover.
Imagine that. No. I like all kinds of music, I guess. I have a pretty open mind to music. I love a lot of jazz, experimental jazz too. But yeah, metal is definitely an outlet, But who doesn't love folk music? I mean, that's traditional music. That's where it comes from. Folk music's amazing. World music's amazing. Coming to something like this is more about opening your expanse up to music rather than just following the line of what you know and staying in the comfort zone. Like when you come to the Woodford Folk Festival, you're really coming to, find things that you don't usually see or hear or get exposed to. That's the whole point.
Yeah. I can see the joy on your face as you talk about it. But I also see that all the time with you about, even the shed that we're sitting in, that you're a big part of even.
Yeah,
coming together.
These things just come together at Woodford and there's no explanation for it, Anybody that works here on staff, sometimes you even what we're doing today, talking to yourself, it's like how does this shed get built? You kind of have an idea, that it's something that we need for the trainees, and then one day you get offered a truckload of logs for $7,000 and you think, geez, that's pretty cheap way to do it. There's a guy up the road who's a Woodfordian that has a mill. Let's bring the mill in and have the trainees learn how to cut the logs, how to select the species for what you're building, and then make it a part of the training that they have to build their own shed for their own training. So that whole cycling.
I wish I was a part of that.
Yeah. Well, we've got 2 next year.
I'm here.
Building and construction.
Right.
So paid traineeships are a thing of the past, and I think that it's absolutely the path for the future, and hopefully someone in government listens and finds that this is a hugely successful program. We did it with the Department of Youth Justice last year as well, and I think that's probably been one of my career highlights of my entire life, was seeing those kids get through that. Yeah.
So you have paid traineeships here on site.
Yeah.
It's quite incredible, really. I think that story and partly the one of the main reasons, if not their main reason, that I wanted to do this and talk to the characters and the people that go into this community is that not a lot of people hear that part.
No.
That there's traineeship. I didn't know.
Yeah.
There's so many things. I've been coming since 2007.
Yeah.
And finding out all of this bits and pieces.
Yeah, we do like to keep a few secrets too. We don't want to keep everything away, but yeah,
secrets in those seals.
Yeah, but we've got a nursery right next to us here that the trainees activate as well. There's not too many sites that would have the dynamic that you can come and work, basically in a nature conservatorium with a nursery, a shed that was built by the trainees for the trainees. You can learn about water treatment and our water treatment plant. You can learn about sewage treatment because we have our own sewage treatment plant on site.
Let's talk about it. Was a fair few years ago I figured that out because it doesn't take too many days to be here, certainly during the muddier seasons, Mudfords. where you go, what happens to all this?
Yeah.
And then finding out that there's actually an on-site sewage treatment plant.
Yeah.
So that's a big deal.
We treat somewhere between 10 and 11 million litres of potable water to support the build, the festival and the pack down.
Wow.
And that translates to about 7.5 million litres of sewage that we have to treat. That's incredible.
That is incredible.
Without discharging it off this site.
It's all just
It's all
contained
cycling.
within...
Yep.
Wow.
Pumps up to the bamboo farm, and the bamboo is obviously there to use for art and decor projects and into the future. So it's a wonderful place to learn about how it can be done really well. Like the sustainability ethos isn't just something that we're being ambitious about, we're actually doing it,
Yeah.
And
Living it.
probably one of the things that we don't do well is toot our horn about it, you know what I mean? Like
Well, yeah.
we kind of run tours and we kind of celebrate it to the people that are already here, but we don't generally invite people here to come and learn about it, which would be, the next step of the phase is to kind of say, well, how do we get people understand how you can do it at this scale on your little scale as well, which is what you were talking about with your brother.
Yeah.
With regenerative farming.
Well, on that too, so my brother has similar sized property, slightly bigger, not to flex. It's not my property. I don't own anything. I've got 2 cars and one of them's in pieces. Anyway, he works intrinsically with animals to regenerate the land and moves them through his 2 main animals are chickens and cows and what they do differently. And he went through a big period of pigs as well, but pigs are problematic because they
dig everything up.
Well, they just die. They just die really easy. Like feral pigs come, there's a disease, and they're
gone.
Wiped out. But so he uses animal, and so I wonder how do you? It's very labour intensive for humans, obviously, as you'd know very well. But I don't imagine you use animals here to try and manage certain parts of the land.
We've talked about it. We've had people come and offer to bring goats through to do regenerative land management. But I think we're looking for other practices that don't involve bringing animals in, like mechanical removal and working with Ginnaburra, our local custodians, to try and adapt some land philosophies and stop thinking about how you can do it on 500 acres as this huge project. We have a 500-year plan. We don't need to fix this land. It was the next dairy farm. Tomorrow we can work on a section and we can build and learn and make mistakes and try and apply things as we go along. And you might have the right weather conditions to even support regenerative land practices at times. So you kind of got to listen to what's going on in the environment, work out what your core relationships are with the people around you, so that you can utilise the skills, develop the skills, and then move forward with it. So we're always looking at projects like the conservatory, the monthly weekends, where we're kind of like, well, you're really good at getting rid of fireweed. We've got fireweed at the moment, so let's go and get rid of the fireweed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that happens every year. We don't spray it. We try to avoid not spraying things as much as we can. And it just so happens that we've got the Winterwarmer on this weekend. We might have 40 people turn up and put their hand up and say, I want to pull weeds all weekend. And I'll be like, well, here's some bags. Let's go and pull fireweed.
There are weird people that come here.
Yeah. But, some weeds are good to have.
As my brother says, weeds are just plants that are growing where you don't want them.
Yeah.
So rather than see, it's something that you need to poison, try and figure out. And this is not my knowledge. This is hearing him talk so passionately about it, and hearing you. I'm like, I think you guys get along.
Yeah.
Is that don't try and dominate the weed. Yeah. Try and create an environment where the right plants are growing and overtaking. Yeah.
Yeah. That was something I actually learned a little bit from Bill, and Bill surrounds himself with people with a lot of knowledge in the past as well. And I had this philosophy when I was coming in that I was going to fix a lot of stuff all at the same time. And Bill said to me, and one of the things that I still remember today is he said to me to be patient. You know, the way to get things done is be patient, work with people, work with the resources that you got. You know, there's nothing wrong with having ambition, but when you try and scale what you want to do, instead of going ripping out a whole bunch of lantana and doing nothing with it, start working with someone to say, let's project this about a quarter smaller, and let's fix this area in here, and keep working on it and keep turning up until you see that that's working, and then move to the next bit.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it all at once. It's okay.
It's very rare though, right?
Yeah.
Like, because I constantly feel like I'm in a state of urgency.
Yeah.
Me
too.
Yeah, and to be, again, it's something my brother talks about in terms of land, is being a quiet and patient observer.
Yeah, it's almost the antithesis of running an event.
Yeah, because now we need this to happen now.
Yeah.
But to have that, and it's incredibly rare. Yeah. We can't even get this across any government in this country to have even a 10-year plan, let alone a 500-year plan, which is, I think, a pretty incredible thing to have. I
don't know how many people think about it, though. I'd be interested to hear if people think we're serious about it or whether they think that we're being flippant about it, you know. But when you talk to some of the volunteers that we've had here with the tree huggers, some of them have been coming here for over 20 years as volunteers on a monthly basis. Like, that's amazing.
Well, to do something to knowing that you won't see the benefits of it, I think is actually built in us as humans. But we've been taught to ignore it for the sake of the now.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
I heard this, and there's an incredible story. It's in the north of India, right up at the top of the country. They build living bridges out of trees, and they sort of manipulate them across these rivers that during the wet season you can't get across. They're impenetrable. And it's multi-generational. And I watched this grandfather teaching his granddaughter how to do it so she can complete the bridge that he started.
Amazing.
And it'll never get finished. Yeah. I think it's incredible. And that sort of stuff is going on here. You know,
that philosophy is kind of ingrained in some forms of what we do as well. Yeah, we're here to celebrate and to entertain and provide a place that we can do that, you know, in a specialist kind of way. Like, you'd have to say, you've been to festivals all around Australia. I've been to quite a few of them, but I certainly haven't been to all of them. I've never come across anything like this.
No, because it's very much, it's sort of the circus comes to town and then the circus leaves the town. And I think for me, for many years, that's how it felt here. And as I came more and more, I realised that the circus part of it was to service, as I'm hearing, the 500-year plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all part of it.
And we were the circus.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think there's something about that makes you feel a little closer to the, not to sound really hippie, to the trees.
Yeah.
Hug them. I went through years of being people coming out of the trees and going, "Do you want to adopt a tree?" I'm like, "All right, mate, get your hand off it." And now I'm like, "Oh, I think that was that was the tree."
Yeah, the trees are there.
Yeah, if you've been coming since '97, then you must have seen a dramatic change to the landscape in that time.
Yeah, I think I fit into the mould of what people kind of do in their lives when they're Woodfordians, what we would call Woodfordians, where they come and they're in their youth, they come when they're a bit later on, and then they go and have kids and get a mortgage, and they go for a while, and then they come back and bring their kids to the festival. And I'm the classic for that scenario. So I wasn't here for a portion of time, but certainly in the 90s here, it was a pretty wild place for a party.
Yeah.
But
it must have been sparse landscape. If it's dairy farm, my family, I come from dairy farming stock. You know, the dairy farms are usually quite picturesque, but there's minimal trees. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, I
lots
actually,
of shit.
Yeah,
lots of cow shit.
I can't quite remember, to be honest with you. I know I camped in the front car park in '97, but I can remember walking through the festival valley, but I can't remember seeing a lot of trees. Yeah, for sure. But everything back then felt a lot more temporary, a lot more pop-up toilet blocks and showers, and yeah, it was a different comfort level. And now the infrastructure's here, mostly owned on site. A lot of the infrastructure was built by Q-Build with trainees as well. Years years ago in the early to mid 2000s. Yeah. So all of that traineeship stuff has been kind of happening along the way to step up and improve all of the aspects of the festival. So the festival site now we can hire out and let to other festivals and events, and you know they love coming in here and going, oh, I don't have to hire all this stuff. It's saving a heap of money.
Yeah.
And, you know, they can help support our business by popping up their event in there now. So we've got the land pretty much tight enough now to be able to celebrate, saying, hey, if you've got a corporate retreat or you've got a yoga thing or a men's retreat or something, you know, here's a bit of land over here. What would you like to do with it? Do you need a bit of a hand with it? You know, that's what we do now.
That's great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I've got mates who have yet to come to the festival at the time where the folk festival's on, but they've been here. Well, one of the main ones was when Splendour, rest in peace, for some reason they couldn't use their site and they had to come here. And mates walked on to here and went, oh,
Yeah.
this is how a well-equipped festival site should look and feel.
Yeah, I wasn't around for the Splendours, unfortunately. I wish I was. But yeah, it was 2 years. Splendour was here.
Yeah, right.
I think it's challenging for this site to do 1-2 day massive events. It definitely suits smaller events or the multi-day event where you don't have a massive vehicles coming in and out.
Yeah, right.
Just
Well,
due
because
to
that's
the
hard on the land,
infrastructure.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so each time there is a big event on, I suppose you've got your hat on and your goggles on, looking at everything, going, well, we've got to do this now for a month to fix that 2 days or 6 months.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was funny. We had a festival here in June called Prana Fest, and having a new festival come on and use the site, you're always a bit unsure of how the land's going to be left. You know, you present it as best you can, mow it, brush cut it, make it look beautiful, and then you invite a bunch of people in that aren't Woodfordians, they aren't folkies.
Get off the grass.
Get off the grass. And then you kind of wonder, what's going to happen? You know, are they going to leave a bunch of rubbish behind, or are they going to want to stay on, and you're going to have to ask them to leave? And it's really interesting that that the branding of Woodfordia, people kind of know now when they come here. It's like, leave whatever you've brought with you, take it, and don't leave any rubbish, leave no trace. Be respectful, and it's working out really well so far. So just more people activated on the site, falling in love with what Woodfordia has done here in 37 years, which is 140,000 plus trees.
Oh, wow.
And plants.
140,000
we estimate
trees have been planted.
It's more than that now, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So that's an incredible legacy.
That's a lot of sheds.
Yeah. Sheds.
And do you be honest, are you a bit like a dad who's just finished the mowing?
Yeah.
And you see a whole lot of people coming in, and
Absolutely.
you are a bit get off the grass?
Yeah, I'm the guy out there with the timber stakes and the ribbon and the hammer. Just, as soon as the mower's gone over, I'm following behind him with, Guardian of the Grass signs, to keep people off it, because we put out signs that don't say no. So you can't not park there and don't park there, or, our signage is much more pleasant. It says free towing.
Great. Yeah. Well, that works for somebody like me anyway, because if I'm told don't, I'm like, well, I'm doing it now.
Yeah.
Because you said don't.
And you're going to break the flagging to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
You bastard.
Like, when you turn up to your allotted campsite and you just accidentally lean on on those timber pickets, and then they snap me like, oh yeah, no, I was over here.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. It's like when my mother used to clean the toilet, and then she'd go, kids, I just cleaned the toilet, don't use it. Like, what? Doesn't make any sense.
You have to now.
I've got to use it. And Chris, did you go off and make children in that time between being here?
Not at Woodfordia.
I did. The last one was here.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's got to come up on it. We should have a bingo card.
With a sign. I had made a baby here.
But do they? So you have offspring?
Yes.
You've
kids.
produced 4. Same. The 4 club.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Why are you so cheery? Because you're always here.
3 of them are adults.
Okay, great. Yeah. Oh, congratulations.
Over that hump.
Yeah, that's a lot. 3 are adults.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a handsome man to have
Thanks, but
almost 4 adult children.
I hide it well, don't I?
Yeah. Especially if you've been out in the sun all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your secret?
It's
Your
it's
kids
this,
are adults
it's
now.
It's this lotion I've got.
Yeah, right. Okay, we'll talk off there. Do they come to the festival?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do they engage?
Yeah, no, the kids have been coming since they were probably 5 and 6 themselves.
Yeah.
So, yeah, same thing. They've come through and some of them are now doing their kid thing and, you know,
Right.
they'll come back when those kids are older as well and, you know, that's how it all works. The underpinning of their relationship with Woodford is there. So, yeah, hopefully they come back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I'm just trying to indoctrinate mine.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I've got them to the point now where they are pretty much after it finishes. During it, there's a lot of whinging. They're little.
You got a 15-year-old though too.
I've got a 15-year-old.
So his activation's probably like, we're going to make sure, you know, it's off device now and
Yes, totally.
out there. So you got to put on the shows and make sure that.
Well, he's been coming since he was 4.
Yeah.
And he's now been in multiple shows with me. I do a kids character called Captain Fun Pants. and also hosted the breakfast show, Good Morning Woodford, and he's been my sidekick and steals the show.
Does he?
As well.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, but the
Chip
little
off
one,
the old block.
Yeah, sure. More talented than I. The little ones, you know, it gets a bit much, but, you know, because I don't know what's so hard for them. I'm dragging them around in the carts.
In the heat.
Can we get a change on the policy to motorised carts? Just for me. Like, I understand.
Actually, no.
Yeah. But afterwards, the point is that's all they're talking about.
Yeah.
When can we go back? When can we go back?
Yeah, so they're insufferable for a couple of days in the middle in there.
Yes. In the heat.
And you're in the heat and then you get them something nice to eat.
Yeah.
And you take them to a couple of good shows and they're like, this is pretty good, Dad.
Yeah.
Take them to the circus.
They see Emma Wiggle.
And then, they see Emma Wiggle. They see all their rock star superheroes
Yeah.
walking around
Yeah.
the festival site. And then they get to the end of it and go home and go, TV's a bit boring, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to just run around in the bush at Woodford. They should come to Lake Willa camping.
Well, I mean, I don't know if this is going to sit well with the site manager. My second boy's favourite moment from all the times he's been coming since he was
There's
8
a G up
month old.
coming up.
Well, it was building a dam in the creek.
Oh, really?
He went down. It was a rainy year, and he went down, and I had a moment where I was like, just be present here and don't try and change it. And we just built this little rock dam,
Awesome.
and redirected the water.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
One of the things that people do ask us about from time to time is the planting years when they built the pallet forts. And I think I came here one year when they built a catapult.
Great.
And they had a kids versus parents like Spartan style event on the field where they made faux weapons and
Excellent.
and timber swords out of pallets and they launched a giant cannonball of paper across the field.
That's great.
And then there was another year where they made like a pallet city and the kids had to come through and they get training on using the hand tools, and there was signs out the front, no parents allowed, no adults. And the kids went in, they did all their tickets and got their cards to say that they could use the tools. And then whoever there was running it was like, there you go, there's a saw, there's a drill, and there's some screws, and there's a pile of pallets there. Go for it. And
That's the best.
And then the kids got to like 2 and 3 stories up, and then you kind of went, this is getting a little bit interesting. now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be nice to bring something like that back at scale. But they were such fun, playful times for the kids. Like especially that age where the activation, where kids kind of deactivate, don't they, around that 10 to 14 mark, where they're kind of like starting to get to puberty. They don't know what they want to do. They've got all these hormones and
they
testosterone.
Need you and they hate you.
Yeah, they're all at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you give them something really cool and a little bit dangerous to do.
Yeah.
And you just let them go.
Yeah.
We should be doing that all the time.
Well, I'm looking at you as, again, in that enthusiastic joy you're sort of talking about. I feel like that is your job.
Pretty much.
You're doing that. You're like, I might just give that a
Yeah. They need someone a little more playful than me about it to manage it, though. But, yeah, I'm always happy to support something like that, though, because I would want to see my kids doing it too.
Yeah.
Of course. So, yeah, that's the fun we get to have here sometimes, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got a little project coming up for the Woodford Folk Festival. That's a really fun one too.
Can we? Now I know they're always cagey about revealing things before you're meant to.
They as we.
Hey?
They as we.
Yeah.
Yeah, we.
You guys.
Very cagey.
It's always like, don't reveal it yet. You're like, but it's tomorrow. Can we tell people?
Actually, no. There are going to be some playful moments this year, especially with the new kids project that's being activated and that too. Like, I'm really excited about change every year. It's always good to sit in the staff meetings and, you know, be a key stakeholder in it, and then learn about the ideas that people come up with, and then our festival director say, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's exciting, though.
Yeah, we get to have fun.
That,
yeah.
To yes and everything.
Yeah.
Well, obviously not everything.
Not everything.
There has to be some sort of...
There's limits.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we get to have fun all the time. So pretty amazing place to work.
Yeah.
But is it work?
Well, it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah.
Certainly doesn't sound like it at
Sometimes.
all. What are your key parts in that 500-year plan, or simply what do you want to, in your lifetime? Considering
we're going deep.
Considering the 500 years, but in your lifetime, what do you want to see in this site? How do you want to see it?
In this site?
Yeah.
That's a really good question.
And then I guess as a follow-on to that, how are you achieving that?
I've already started working closely with the director to narrate areas that will be used recreationally across the site. So thinking a little bit beyond the Woodford Folk Festival, I guess it's my duty right now in this window to keep progressing the vision of what Bill and Amanda had for the property, which was basically revegetate it, rehabilitate it, keep going with events that support the ongoing, you know, ethics of the organisation, make it safe, make it fun, and let people come in and have the ideas that have got better ideas than me. Do you know what I mean? Like, my job is actually to see it evolve into the ground and support the project. I'm not a visionary. So I'm happy to admit that. I'm happy to say that, you know, there's not many projects where I go that has my stamp on it. I'm happy to say, someone come to me with an idea and they need some timber, they need some resources, they need some steel, they need a boilermaker to come in and weld something up. I'm the guy that organises it, and I'm happy to be that.
But visionaries need that so badly.
Yeah.
Without it, then they struggle. Like, I talk even just to myself. I have constant ideas. Yeah. The brain won't stop. And I struggle with then, well, now I need someone to help me facilitate that.
Yeah.
And so many people who sit within the creative and constantly see this need the yous of the world to help them.
There's a poster launch on the weekend. Am I allowed to talk about this, Benny?
Well, this will come out afterwards. There was a poster launch.
And and we did build a structure for that, which, you know, was took a fair bit of work, a bit of ingenuity, and we build something that's pretty robust. That'll be something that carries forward in the future. So the other thing that I like to talk about is that whatever we're building isn't too temporary. We're doing things that have a little bit of lineage to it that we can use, reuse, you know. And if we can incorporate recycled elements into it, fantastic. That's great, you know. But it'd be nice to think that once my time comes to an end, whatever I've done, built, supported, created alongside other people, someone can just carry it on and say, that was done well, that was done great, I can do something with this, you know what I mean? Rather than throw it in the bin and say, I can't, you know, that seems too hard. It'll be like, Shervo, not the runner, actually did something pretty well here, and I can do something with it, and I can do it better. Like that to me is just, that's cut filling stuff for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I worked on a show years ago, on a television show that was about craft. And at the end of every episode, there was big builds and stuff. They would literally take it out of where we were filming and just bin it. And it was filmed in a state that I didn't live in. And I just wanted to buy a trailer and load it.
We get them. We had best part of the Pirates of the Caribbean set from the Gold Coast here at Woodford. We had the boat here. The blues facade incorporates quite a lot of the Pirates of the Caribbean film set. And we quite often get things donated to us, you know, all the time. We got a heap of curtains only last month donated from a permanent venue in Brisbane. Beautiful navy blue curtains. And we're going to turn it into something. We're going to turn it into a venue. So
You'd love my place. Like my backyard looks like what you're describing on a small scale. I'm like, I'll go through Facebook Marketplace and go, what?
remember that I'm also the guy, when someone brings that stuff in, I always go, where's it going? Where does it live? Oh,
Yeah.
you need to sort that out? Okay, I'll sort it out.
So you're the guy. Is your shed at home very meticulous? Is everything in a place?
Today it is, yeah.
Today it is, yeah, right. And the tools are in a specific place. Do you have the outline of the tools on the?
No, I'm not that bad.
Yeah, right.
But we do. When I came to the site, there was a bit of stuff that was left on the site from years gone by, and there was a bit of a feeling at times with a few people that kind of said, we need to keep all of that because that might be a project, and that's what we've built the Woodford Folk Festival on for years, you know. And we did honour that and keep some of it, and then some of it we didn't. We chopped it up and recycled it and
Had a fire,
and we did our best.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got sheds and sheds of stuff here to support projects. I think on site there's about 11 sheds and quite a few shipping containers.
Yeah.
Full of gear.
Oh, I think it's important though, right?
This stuff.
Yeah. I mean, that's art.
Yeah.
I mean, my definition of art is it
Maybe not
is
the
it a
right sign.
conversation?
Yeah.
Is it creating conversation? We could talk about that. It feels to me, though, Shervo, that like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. You don't have to make an announcement that you're a lifer. That this is that. Do you see that for yourself?
Yeah.
This is.
I'm not sure I know too many people that aren't when they come to Woodfordia.
Yeah.
I don't know many people that would come along and say that they temporarily enjoy being here and they'll never come back. I don't think I've ever heard somebody say that. So that it's an interesting thought process. Like I say, some people come and they go for a bit and then they come back later on, and sometimes it's good to do that because the festival's changed so much by then as well, and you're rediscovering something different. But to say I'm alive, yeah, of course.
Yeah. Well, I say
I'm a Woodfordian, so are you.
Well, when I bully people into coming,
Yeah.
When they arrive, I say, welcome to the addiction.
Yeah. Ouch.
Because it is, and you haven't even gone that far away. I mean, you're just up the road anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
you're nearby at all times.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great place to be. Right next to the Sunshine Coast, next to Brisbane. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And the weather today is spectacular.
Yes,
too,
it
by
is
the way.
next to Brisbane, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
only 1 hour.
It's only 1 hour. It's just up the road. Not an hour and a half.
It's not our fault that road sucks. Well, I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Thanks, mate.
We should get those beers we were talking about before we started.
Coopers, of course.
Yeah, absolutely, all the way.
Nice.
Thanks, Shervo. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I did, and I hope you also noticed that I didn't rinse him for being into experimental jazz. Didn't want to talk about being a metalhead, but dropped that one. He's a good bloke. Anyway, hey, become a Woodfordia citizen, and you get extra content from this podcast for free. And look, there's plenty of other reasons to do that as well. If you could like us and subscribe, that helps the algorithm. Also, music by the East Pointers and produced by the wonderful team at Woodfordia.
Just one? Harley?
Couple of absolute idiots.
Now you've got two fuckwits to deal with.
There's the video.